And now the small pause where we wait for YouTube to catch up, as is customary. And there it is. Greetings everyone, I am Dr. J, and I have not streamed on a Wednesday in a very long time, as I've set it aside to put up old Let's Play stuff. However, I've decided to shuffle things around a bit for one simple reason. I really enjoyed playing Pillars of Eternity on this past Saturday, so my thought was, okay, you know what? It's probably going to be a while before I can talk about Knights of the Old Republic, because I want to play through it a couple more times and want to go all out with the script and video on that. So my thinking is, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to spend Saturdays and Wednesdays just strictly on Pillars of Eternity. And I don't know if I'll be able to do Wednesdays on a regular basis, as it may need to fall to the wayside if I need to scramble to finish a video, as Wednesdays are one of the rare days when I don't have other obligations to worry about. But as for right now, my thinking is, why not? I've got all day, nowhere to be. Let us see what lies within.
Sure.
For you guys. Oh, this looks pleasant. Why is there a hangman's tree?
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
A man approaches you, his skin as dull and gray as the desolate village behind him. He scans you with sunken, lifeless eyes, his voice a dry cloak. He glances at the gnarled, leafless monstrosity of a tree next to him. I feel at home already.
Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever sired a Hollowborn child?
What are you talking about?
An infant born without a soul, of course. Lord Radric has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village. I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst.
He steps to the side and inclines his head ever so slightly toward the deformed tree.
His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here.
I've been feeling strange ever since a close call with a Beowalk. Is there someone in town who could help?
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak. Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all.
I already hate this place.
But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
You said something about Hollowborn and Widewind's legacy before. I forgot that you foreigners do not have this curse in your homelands. The Hollowborn have been a scourge upon the dry wood for almost 15 years now. He lowers his voice to a whisper. Children born without souls. He shakes his head. Pitiful, dumb things that breathe, barely, but do not truly live. Some say the Hollowborn are a disease. Some say they are a punishment from the gods. He raises his empty hand. In truth, no one knows. But they began spreading after the Saints' War, and so the name Widewind's legacy stuck in honor of that foul, blasphemous pretender. His voice shakes with vitriol. I see. Lord Radric's decrees may seem strict at times, but he has our best interests at heart. Before I got here, I saw several people conducting a strange ceremony near some ruins. He regards you carefully. You'll want to mind where you mention that. Trespassing on Engwithon ruins is illegal, not to mention dangerous. You probably saw someone attempting some new ritual to appease the gods. People will try anything these days. Barath have mercy, we certainly have. I don't think so. Just as they finished, there was a Biowak. He polishes his spectacle of his sleeve. If you'd been that close to a Biowak, you wouldn't be standing here.
Keep out of...
Oh, that's a good sign.
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
Nope.
3. Gods have mercy.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed.
Urgent looks out toward the east, his expression unreadable. He blinks slowly and turns his attention back to you.
3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
A peculiar spasm crosses his face, and the corner of his mouth quirks up into a mirthless smile. What do you mean? You come to us at a time of mourning. The legacy has struck at the heart of Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eyes of Barath must be redoubled. What happened? He shrugs one bony shoulder. I will know more details when the messengers arrive. The vagaries of childbirth, perhaps. But that is not your concern. Does this affect the Lord's offer to new settlers? I can be sure of nothing right now. I advise you to get some rest. The inn, or a stable for all I care. Find me afterwards. I will know more soon enough. Farewell. Just some villagers over here. What if it's not the baby? Maybe Cole's? Fish menace too. Let's see, it's F5 for quick save? Yes, it is. So there's the inn right there. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. What's that supposed to mean? You see a pennant waving tall and sluggish in the wind, a rising sun embroidered on the banner, the vanguard of a small troop of paladins. The atmosphere is buoyant if restrained, and their armor has not yet been tarnished by the elements. This expedition is fresh, young, filled with zest and zeal. At their head stands a commander, awkward in full armor but determined in step. Despite the excitement of his fellows, he does not smile. There's a twist to his mouth, his countenance grim. He throws up a hand, halting his troop. Silence falls among them, revealing a dark thunder deep and low. He orders them to ready their weapons and spread out. Eyes dart from horizon to horizon, necks twisting to see the source of the sound. In the distance, dust and lightning arise from the ground as Stygian clouds race towards them overhead. The shoulders stand, only the staccato movements of their breath betraying their nerves. The commander closes his eyes, falls a blessing down on his troops. Invigorated, invincible, they wait as the enemy draws closer, poised to attack. So that guy has seen some shit, is the impression I'm getting. A smithy. Alright, so you two are just ordinary villagers. This Amawa man is of an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is the dusky blue of the deeper oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muscle. Small ears frame a square-jawed face coated in smeared soot and arcing black tattoos alike. He offers you a broad smile as you approach. Welcome. You're the first new face I've seen in quite some time. What can I do for you? What do you have here? You come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not what it used to be, but we find weapons and armor to offer yet, all forged right here at the Black Hammer. What happened? We just don't have the supplies. Been expecting the next delivery from near on a week now and haven't seen a sign of it. Have to expect they were hit by bandits. The road out east is crawling with them. My workers ran off with the wagons themselves, maybe, to make some coin. As if that lot would dare. Tuatanu scratches his jaws, thinking, if you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep an eye out for a supply wagon. Or my shipment, at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow, I'd expect. Only good road for it. As it is, most of our weapons go to His Grace, Lord Raedric. Tuatana glances at the nearby guard, and that's as it should be. But it doesn't leave much for outsiders. We just don't have the iron. Where was the wagon traveling from? We send the wagon up to New Helmar with weapons, and it swings around through Logholm and the like to purchase supplies. Shortest route back is through the Black Meadow, and then north through the wilds. Tuatanu shakes his head. Had a trader come through with word that it made it to Logholm, but haven't heard a thing since. I'll see them back safe and sound. I'd appreciate you trying, anyhow. You bring back the supplies at least, and I'll have much more to offer you. A discount to start. And if you do find my workers, you give them a good smack upside the head for me.
Well met, friend.
Oh, that's his voice? Alright, I'll go with something like this then. Of course, you won't find finer anywhere else. Alright, so am I able to sell? Yes, I am. Am I able to view my stash? Yes, I am. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure I don't need every single one of these daggers. I'll keep a few spares, but I shouldn't need too much. Let's see, looking at my inventory. Now, what kind of stuff do you have? Actually, I'll have to check my... Let's see, I'll have to check my character sheet first, I guess. Let's see, what am I proficient in when it comes to weaponry? Not that it seems to matter given... Well, actually, it might affect my attack strength, so it will matter, actually. Let me... Oh, wow. Fatigue that high? Good lord. Let's see, so... Got medium shield. Oh yeah, I'm able to enchant eventually as well. Might come in handy later.
Hail and well met.
That sounded like Illidan for a second. But, let's see. Well, just comparing to the hatchets, so this is 11 to 15. So, I guess compared to this stiletto. Weak deflection. Oh, wow. That's really useful. Wait, I can do a compare? Oh, that is useful. Oh, that is so useful. Thank you. Thank you for thinking about that. Alright, greatsword. Okay, a greatsword would be straight up better. The problem is that a greatsword's a two-handed weapon, so I'd have to give up the sword. Well, I'd have to give up the shield, and I don't think I want to do that if I'm playing a frontliner with a low constitution. Morning Star? How does that compare? It's slower though, so I don't think I could get as many attacks in. Or bow. I have to compare to the hunting bow. Oh hey, yeah, that's useful. Okay, that's very nice actually. So, warbow. Same speed, just stronger. I think as a starting point, I'll go ahead and go for that. Trade in the hunting bow. That should help me a little bit if I need to get into any ranged combat. Although, how's that compare with these two? Oh, that's so useful. Okay, so... slower attack, but... well, the interrupt might matter given that this is real time with pause, so... I don't know, I'll have to experiment with that. That's cool. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Another one of those. You see him mount and crouch, surreptitious and alone. A series of untamed shrubs all that hides him from the vision ahead. His eyes are locked on. His eyes are locked on a demelgan. A delegman. A delemgan? Beautiful and terrible. Eyes half lidded as she hums. A bird with fantastic blue and orange plumage sits on her shoulders, trilling gently, and the man is entranced. Trembling, tentative, he stands, and the tranquility is broken by the bird's startled squawk. The Delemgan half smiles, beckoning with twig-like fingers. She does not speak as he approaches. His mouth is dripping sounds of awe and admiration. She waits, coy and tempting, and with agonizing slowness he is before her. Then something changes. She sees something hanging limply from his side, and begins to hiss, fingers suddenly claws and eyes black with hate. He has no time to reach for his axe or grimoire as she strikes, and just as soon as she strikes, she is gone. The only evidence of her existence, the shuddering wreck on the ground. He grabs at his grimoire nevertheless and begins to chant, but the words of a magical language of his own imagining scribbled in a maniacal shorthand, ring hollow, and the silence continues unabated. He turns and shrugs at someone or something, but if there is something there, you do not see it. I'm learning a lot about these people in a manner I'm not used to. You see a group of adventurers surrounded by a crowd of attacking Zoribs. This man is with them, seemingly unconcerned by the battle, even detached from it as he stands in the middle of his comrades, chanting, his expression bordering on elation. His voice is powerful and deep, booming out across the combatants as rich counterpoint to the chaos of the fighting. With every phrase, the battlefield changes. His allies glow with a pulsing blue light, freezing the Zoribs that surround them. A blazing pyre erupts from the ground, cutting and burning the creatures and sending them scattering. One of the fallen Zoribs suddenly explodes as 3 giant grubs crawl from its corpse and attack the remaining enemies. The man continues to chant, thoroughly enthralled in the joy of the moment. Finally, the creatures have been reduced to 1. His allies stand back as the man approaches it, still chanting. He removes his hammer and swings it at the Zorib. His phrase ends as the hammer connects with its head, punctuating the spell and bringing his song to an end. Combatants mostly, huh? Sense. Surprised it let me go to the loading screen from so far away. Not that I'm complaining. Oh yeah, there is that notice that I'm fatigued over there. Okay, so... I guess the next... I think the thing that would make the most... Well, I kind of want to see what those guys over there are. You guys important? Yes. You see 4 people gathered by the door to the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hand for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
The others, 2 folk men and an elven woman, don't look convinced. What's going on? One of the other men pointed the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. Mocking us even while he shelters our village. Just goes to show what these fancy Edorite manners are worth. We don't take to that kind of treatment. Not from foreigners, and especially not from Edorans.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Why, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
What the hell am I watching?
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
Something surly and raw flickers through his eyes. What, is this guy a mage?
That's where you're wrong.
I don't think attacking him is such a good idea. The 3 drunks scowl at you, and why is that? If someone's baiting you as obviously as he is, it's generally wisest to walk away. They look at each other. One of the men gives the other 2 a warning shake of his head before turning to you. We're done for now, but this one better watch his step around here because we're not going anywhere. With a final scowl at the elf, he turns to leave. As the 3 stumble away, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that. awkward situation.
I'm glad I could help.
Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts. Though your accent suggests that you are no more local than I.
He straightens his hood, and you note the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with the dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath it is sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvisor, at your service.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I am grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here?
I was traveling with a caravan, but we were separated near some ruins.
In Gwithan ruins? Oh, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
Up be a walk.
And you survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible. But it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods.
What are you doing in Gilded Vale?
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
And you? I've been experiencing strange things of late. I'm looking for an expert on souls.
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. He has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
He nods at the gnarled old tree in the center of town. His darting glance takes in the tumbled-down buildings and the fallow, rock-strewn fields. I expect that such expertise would be best sought elsewhere. Just how did you manage to cross those three drunks?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
You did tell that one man to go fuck his sister. Ah, that. He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeves. As I tried to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. I heard the same thing. For just a moment, he looks as if he's about to say something else. His expression brightens with mischief, but before he can speak, he forces a tight smile, binding his lips so hard you expect to see blood. Finally, his face relaxes and he shakes his head. I should speak more clearly next time. My apologies. Oh, he meant to... He was looking for a fight by the sounds of it. You don't exactly look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
I should get going.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
So do I. Let's go then.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
Alright, new party member. What do you like? Okay, so you are a wizard. About the same experience points as me, so that makes life easy. Wood elf specifically. Okay, so lower might, so... Oh, actually, looks like he has put a little bit into might, so that's not too bad. Let's see. Pretty good dexterity, so not too bad. Decent perception. High intelligence. Well, intellect. Alright. Looks like he's mostly leaned into lore as well. And since that he's a wizard, he'll be the one who demands all of the scrolls. And then I told her that's not the pistol? What was that supposed to mean? Ah, they're just ordinary villagers. Probably just being a little too talkative then. Or too much of a braggart, knowing my luck. Now who might you two be? You see a small group of people gathered around the ruins of a house. The destruction continues out from the single dwelling, through the entire village. Not a single building still stands. Rubble is scattered everywhere. One of the men in the group leans over something in the debris. It is this man, younger, barely more than a boy. The man reaches out and shakes the boy by the shoulders. The boy makes no sound and doesn't respond to the man's disturbance. The man looks up at the other members of the group and shrugs, standing to rejoin his friends. The boy suddenly sits up, eyes wide. He scrambles backward, away from the group, looking around in horror. The group moves toward him in unison, eliciting a yelp from the boy, who tries to move farther away. A woman in the group puts out her hand, stopping the rest. She turns to them reproachfully, motions for them to stay, then looks at the boy on the ground, who is trying to push himself through what remains of a wall. He seems unaware he has even stopped. The woman slowly moves toward the boy, hands out, speaking in a low, calming tone. For a time, the boy doesn't even hear. He just closes his eyes and braces himself against the wall, expecting violence. Eventually, the woman's words work through the fear, and he hears her. He opens his tear-filled eyes and stares at her. She holds out a hand to him. He looks at it, seeming confused by the offer, then hesitantly reaches out. She takes his hand in hers, and leans down to help him stand.
Yeah?
Interesting. Supper. You see a lone man standing in a field. He looks around, surveying the crops. Occasionally, he bends to examine a leaf up close. He is intent on what he is doing, completely absorbed in his work. This man approaches him from behind. He moves slowly, but does nothing to mask his approach. In his hand, he holds a large sword. There appears to be no malice or hatred in the man's demeanor. He almost seems pleased. The first man hears his approach and stands, turning away from the plant he was inspecting. His face breaks into a smile, and he opens his arms to welcome the approaching man. The smile freezes into a grimace as the second man thrusts the sword through his stomach, its blade now protruding from his back. His arms slowly fall to his side, and blood starts to drip from the sword onto the plants below the men. As the first man crumbles to his knees, the second pulls the sword out, a tear slowly falling down the cheeks of his still smiling friend.
Yeah?
Hell? I am not sure what to make of anything that I'm seeing. Also, oh boy, there's going to be a lot to look at, isn't there? Well, this is the inn, but where's the entrance? Ah, here we are. I guess we only see the entrance once it's in our field of view. Alright, villagers. So, nothing too interesting from any of these guys. I wonder who this guy is.
Are you sure?
Ah, it's you, my savior. He makes a sweeping gesture to indicate the kitchen around you. It's so good to be back. Do not think I will let this go unrewarded. I've decided that you have earned the right to learn one of my most closely guarded secrets, my dearest recipe. After this, you will eat nothing else. A savory pie to keep you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. Alright, that guy. Took me a
Sure.
while. Probably shouldn't have added the accent in hindsight, but hey, why not? Scottish accents are
Good day,
fun.
stranger.
Hello, and welcome to the... Oh, it's you. Tenfrith told us what you did for him. It's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Consider yourself a favorite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms. Tenfrith said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back to work in the kitchen. So, what would you like? I could use some reliable help. You know of anyone looking for work? Oh, well, I wouldn't say I can speak from experience, but we do have certain sorts coming by looking for work from time to time. If you want to hire someone on, I'd be happy to send them your way. Let me see what I have to work with. Okay, so I can literally recruit adventurers then. Useful. Retrain. Okay. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken, and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face is shriveled inward like moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly her head snaps up and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air she speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new, queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. Well, that's fun.
Hey there.
That's so much fun. Just what I needed, right? Oh hey, I missed these two guys. Wait, I can send people to do adventures and whatnot? Oh, interesting. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the side, considering. She begins to repack one item after the other, careful deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Each item has a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it out once more, one hand held to her mouth. Tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything she can in the satchel, grabbing it and running out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she can't see him for the ocean ahead of her. She wanders the docks, offering her services as a doctor to anyone who will listen, anyone heading out on the high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of an island, and tries not to jump. Interesting. Oh,
How
wait,
may I help?
you can level up? Oh, let's do. Well, actually, we'll do this first. Strong Bright Blade. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking towards the boys, talking about proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near their practice venue and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Loosing the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There is sudden, explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boys laugh, turning to joke with the men about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with a knocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he looses this last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind its shoulder, piercing heart and lungs and dropping dead almost immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds and then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quiet sigh of relief. Interesting.
Sure.
And good wages for his new hands. Wonder what that means. More people with random names. Doesn't seem like there's too much to this upper level. Oh wait, that allows me to... what did I just do? Did that take me back downstairs? Oh, it took me out here. Interesting. Also, hi, rat. What's over here? Bones are covered in tiny bite marks. What's that supposed to mean? Alrighty. You see a man soaring through the air, hitting a nearby wall with a nauseating crunch. He doesn't get up. His attacker, a burly, clean-cut warrior with a carnivorous grin, turns and shoves his fist into the stomach of another assailant, removing another from the impromptu brawl. The bar is a whirlwind of elbows, knees, fists, and feet, with no end in sight, and he is in his element. In the corner, three smaller men speak quietly, throwing malicious glances at the larger man in the center. He breaks a chair over a tattooed head, cackling. The trio positions themselves in three parts of the room, and with a terse nod, they charge. Unfortunately for them, the man sees them coming. Something in his eyes burn brightly, and all three slump to the ground in an agony that's all in their minds. The burly man bows to a room of the unconscious and incapacitated before sauntering out, an off-key whistle trailing behind him. You see an emaciated boy in chains, black holes for eyes, staring sightlessly at a wall. A man in a dark coat walks in, a scroll and an oddly shaped quill in his hand. The boy glances at him expressionless, a corpse waiting for animation. The man clucks at him, disapproval clear in his tone. The boy stands, limbs hanging. The man takes the quill and begins to write on the boy's chest, copying sharp, angular symbols from the scroll. The child doesn't flinch at as the quill digs into his skin, drawing blood as it goes. The wizard finishes with a flourish and barks some arcane command, setting the symbols to glow dully. The boy cries out, knees hitting the stone hard, his chest burning black and red. Finally, the glow disappears, leaving only hard black scars etched into his skin. He slumps sideways, twitching, eyes facing the back of his skull. The wizard grunts, kicking him on the leg on his way out. The boy lies on the floor until dawn, eyes still black like holes, the twitches growing into convulsive shakes. Oh, that's lovely. You see a long, empty road cutting through two large crop fields. The air is silent, and the land seems too still for early afternoon. This woman walks slowly on the road, lending a horse, curiously looking around. She seems to sense something wrong, but is unable to discern what it is. She stops, sniffing at the air, her nose high. Her brow crinkles and she casts about, looking for something. The air is clear. No clouds. She sniffs again, still looking around, confusion clouding her face, mouthing a single word. Fire? She looks out across the fields, her confusion turning to fear. She holds her hand up to block the sun from her eyes and scans the field again. Not finding what she was looking for, she jumps onto her horse's back, the fear quickly becoming panic. She kicks, sending the horse shooting down the path, which bends around some trees to where the farmhouse should be. She pulls up short, horror now in residence on her face as she stares at the burned and charred mess that used to be her family's home. Tears well in her eyes as she kicks again, racing to the rubble. So many lovely conversations people get into. So many lovely histories. I wonder how much this is going to become relevant in future, or if this is just world building. Because I know this was a Kickstarter game, and this could have easily been a part of that with all these stories being told. So, to a degree where this might not even necessarily be, well, related to anything. But either way, I do need to level these guys up, so let's see. Where's the level up button again? Only been a few days and I'm already forgetting the level up. Alright, I just hit the symbol. You did not look how I expected you to look. Alright, so you've got a bunch of points you can spend. And put a little more into mechanics. This will give you a little bit in athletics as well. Alright, so I can get a couple spells automatically. Product Lance. Oh wow, that's a substantial amount of damage. Well, this is a wizard, so if it follows along with the path of every other wizard, these are the ones who can. Yeah, they can learn spells from other places, so I guess I can just focus on what I believe will be useful long term. And then for me, alrighty. Being a druid, I just have that going for me. Temple. Says we're not supposed to. Someone went in there. Oh wait, I've seen you before. Someone to go in there when we're not supposed to. Oh, this looks lovely. The squat, distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from a thin, crooked bough that sags at the tuck of her noose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it, and you feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it. Not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Let's see where this goes. You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out toward the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there's a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. And when you open them again, she is staring at you with eyes clouded in a milky fog. Her body still swaying in a wind you no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in a misty void. The woman gives a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so, and she smiles at you.
Have you come here for me, dear, or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
Am I imagining this?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy even. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I. Wherever here may be.
How are you able to speak to me?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
I need to understand something that's happened to me. She nods, a look of pity on her face, as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there. You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
What's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair, and here we are visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, And those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either living or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder!
What do you mean when all goes well?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprouts from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Merwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
I think I survived a Beowalk. Do you know why that would be?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no?
You said souls break apart over time?
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again, but less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. No. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
I want to know something about you.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
Who are you?
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
What happened to you? She laughs, a rasping, choked cackle escaping between rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. Seeing your blank expression, she catches herself.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
Tell me.
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
What's an animancer?
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been made. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us, the best? Inspirations, miracle workers. My parents were soul twins, miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other, turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear. Of course, dear.
Farewell.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldara closes her eyes and her head slumps forward over the noose, and your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. Crucible of the Soul. Aloth looks at you through narrowed eyes. Are you alright? You seemed lost just now. Yes, I'm fine. He folds his arms. That's good to know, but I don't suppose you could tell me what that was all about? I'm a watcher. His arched eyebrows recede into his hood. Well, that is interesting. He gives you a sly grin, and I expect that explains how you survived a veer walk, In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Do you know anything about Watchers? Only that they're rare and that they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions. As you just demonstrated. Let's continue on.
Hey there.
17 and a half.
Is that Matt Mercer? The smell of pipe smoke, at once earthy and sweet, winds its way into your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origin, where you find a broad man with straw-colored hair leaning against a mossy rock wall. His pipe held to his lips with one meaty hand. He looks you directly in the eye, but the look is not aggressive. He regards you with a peculiar smirk.
17 and a half. Well, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
I'm sorry?
The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
What are you talking about?
The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted anyway.
Is that what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
What makes you think I was interested in the dwarf woman? He looks at you a moment, his brow arched. His smile broadens.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
What's it to you? You'll have to forgive my curiosity. Around here, we prefer to turn a blind eye to our dead. Do you know what a watcher is?
Careful, friend. Best not use that word round here. Could be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be. Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
You think you're going to be hanged?
The town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
The war? Saints' War. Only one in my lifetime. Fella decided he's the living incarnation of Aothas. Overthrows Ridsteras. Marches on Deerwood, so we give him a Deerwoodian hello. Once said dear Woody and hello.
We blew him up.
Who is Aothas? God of rebirth and redemption. Formerly, anyhow. Maybe they called him something different where you're from. Why was your headman hanged? Got involved. Radric sent men down here the other day. Said they had it on good authority someone in town was working with Kolsch, plotting Radric's overthrow. Said if he didn't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forth, so Swithin, that's my headman, he steps up and says it's him. They took him at his word. He sighs and shakes his head, his eyes fixed on the tree. Bound to happen sooner or later, if not for plotting against Radric, then for protecting me. What does your town have against you?
Picked the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me. Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Radric's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
Aloth glances at you and lowers his voice. You can see why I was eager to leave. Who's Kolsch? Someone who got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now. Probably will be till they catch him. If you're next to be hanged, what are you still doing here? He gives a half smile. Drinking, mostly. Point of fact, I'm on my way out. Just haven't figured where I'm going yet. Not a whole lot of places out there that don't think Wadewin's legacy started with Wadewin. We could travel together. Where you heading? Some place called Cade Nua. There's an old watcher there who might be able to help me.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before.
Something kindles in Edder's eyes, and the vigor of purpose finds its way into his voice.
Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger, and a strange one at that. But, truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
There's a fine reason if I've ever heard one.
All right, then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
Let's get going.
Hey.
Hey there.
Alright, let's see what we've got in the journal. Alright, so a couple different quests. Alright. Plenty of different options here for how I can collect stuff. Where's this lie? Past the Black Meadow. Okay.
I have received confirmation that Lord Radric's heir was not born well. My lord has issued an injunction on all new homesteads until he can be assured that the village has been cleansed of all Aothasians and whatever other undesirables that have brought this curse upon his lands. It would be best if you left town as soon as possible. I would suggest returning to your old home. There will be no place for you here. You may stay at the inn until you can make the necessary arrangements, but I would not advise remaining long. I expect Lord Radric will be most thorough in his efforts to purify this place.
Tell me about Lord Radric. He comes from a long line of nobles who have defended these lands since Aedir times. Radric II was an early supporter of Deerwoodian, but an independence during the Revolution, and the current Lord's father perished in the Saints' War. Hollowborn began appearing in the Deerwoods shortly after the war's end. Lord Radric has taken it upon himself to purge this curse from the Gilded Vale. His measures have been severe, but necessary. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear to have been enough to protect his heir. Our age's most egregious example of man's madness. 15 years ago, the people of Edkeras decided that Waidwin, their living saint, was the literal incarnation of the god Eothas. Urgent wrinkles his pinched nose. His supposed saint took it upon himself to liberate the Deerwood, supposedly from allegiances to lesser worthy gods, but have never known an army to conquer a land for its people's own good. The war lasted about a year, but you can guess what that year did to the worship of Eothas in the Deerwood. Lord Radric's forebears had all been Eothasians, but after his father fell in defending us from those fanatics, he personally saw that the Temple of Eothas here in town was shut down. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask. We're a frontier village, as are most settlements in the Deerwood. Gilded Vale hasn't grown much since its establishment in the colonial days, and the last 15 years have seen our population shrink further, hence our recruitment of fresh settlers. Indeed. Why has Gilded Vale's population been shrinking? Waidwin's legacy, of course. Many women have had difficulty bearing healthy children of late. A few years ago, Lord Radric decreed that no mothers of Hollowborn are to be allowed in Gilded Vale. His lordship dealt swiftly with the objectors. It may be harsh, but if it purges us of his curse, is it not worth it? Tell me about those ruins. That's what's left of the Temple of Eothas. Lord Radric forbade worship of the dead god after the Saints' War. It's been abandoned for almost 15 years, but there are plenty plans to rededicate it to Barath, the god of life and death. Abandoned because some nice lord decided to pull it down because he was scared of its god even after it died. Barath's a good choice, though. I like it. Barath believes in cycles. I like to think that's what happened to that what happened to that temple will get repaid someday, too. Alrighty. So, there's a couple of people's homes that I could visit, but I don't necessarily have reason to visit them yet. So, I guess apart from seeing who went down into the temple, I guess there's no more that needs to be done here before we head out.
I haven't been in here for, must be 5, 6 years. Used to be real nice. Bright. Warm.
A man lies resting against the wall, lit by the dim illumination of the fading sconces. He has a gaunt, fox-like aspect, and his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm is held loosely against his side, sleeve soaked in blood. He gives you an anxious glance as you near, his features twisted with pain. Have a care if you mean to go in. He casts a quick look through the doorway to his left. This place is not so empty as I thought. He angles a look up at Edir. Paying your respects, Eothasian? He manages a arcane grin. A little risky, isn't it? That's what the townsfolk would say. Safer down here than up there, even with the rats as big as they are. A faint edge of hostility belies Edir's playful tone. His temple isn't what it used to be. Probably for the best. Times being as they are. He groans and shifts position, wincing. I'm no looter if that's what you're thinking. Not one of his types either. Worden jerks his chin toward Edir. Just wanted to do something good, I suppose. Got my arm clawed up for it. He regards you wearily. Maybe you'd have better luck. Better luck with what? The man points a finger upward. These ruins around us used to be a temple of Eothas, the scattered god. A grand temple at that. His worshippers would come from all over the Deerwood, from Red Taras even. Not so much from Red Taras these days. Until the War, of course. Even then you'd get some of the stubborn ones. The ones that couldn't get it through their heads that their god was dead and gone. Lord Radric allowed them to worship? Lord Radric would clear out the place from time to time, make arrests. It wasn't until the legacy that he started, losing patience. He sent his guards in to put the priest to the sword. Bring the place down, burn some of the books, and that was that. What's this legacy? Didn't the magistrate tell you? Deerwood's been punished for killing Aethys. One for not killing his followers. Two, depending on which idiot you believe. Either case, you don't see too many children around here being born right. They come out and they don't cry and they don't look at their mothers. Got no soul in them to give them a personality. They just breathe. As the man says. The thinking is that it's Wade when having a last laugh. Strikes me as a little petty, even for a dead god. But Lord Radric believes it. That's all that matters. Go on. Once the legacy started, Lord Radric decided he'd been too lenient on the Euphasians. He had his people go in and put them to the sword, left them down there buried under a heap of rock. After that, Radric ordered the temple sealed. It's been years like that, up until recently. Lord Radric hopes that if we rededicate the temple to a living god, then we'll be forgiven, and the legacy will end, see? But until then, the temple is as you see it, unguarded. That's where you come in. Those priests. Maybe they didn't have a lick of sense between them, but they still didn't deserve to go like that. Chopped down in their god's house. It doesn't sit right with me. If you can get down there, find their remains, maybe we can finally give them a proper burial. No small task. There's corn in it for you if you need motivating. Aelot's cautious expression softens. A pleasant surprise to see that someone around here has a shred of respect for the dead. I'll find them. Then by the flame, I owe you a good turn. But listen, the temple's been sealed off for so long it's crawling with creatures. But if you get past them, the priests would have been down on the lower floor. They'll be there still if they're anywhere. Those priests had all kinds of secret chambers. Switches in the walls, trick sconces, that kind of thing. Keep an eye out. And take care down there. I wouldn't want to have to send someone else after your remains. I'll wait here by the stairs and keep a lookout. Maybe try to patch myself up some. Interesting. Secrets. So it begins. I don't have a rogue in the party, so this could be difficult. But we shall see what we can manage. A will-o-wisp. Not what I expected to find in here.
Hey there.
Alright, so dazzling lights. I assume these are magic missiles, or at least the local equivalent. Indeed. And it looks like whatever that was applied a confused effect to me.
Aye?
Oh, nice. Alright, which one's weaker? This one. Second wind. Alright, let's see. More missiles! Oh wow, I'm already down? I should have cast some more spells. Alright, knock him down.
Lava beyond seek.
Oh jeez.
Let's have it out!
Well, if you're gonna be that close, may as well.
Lava beyond seek.
Huh. Interesting how that turned out.
Hey there.
The parchment is worn and tattered, and the ink upon it faded. In this time of hardship, must have just as much faith in ourselves.
Sure.
Ah, here we are. What's this? System shock. That's a word for it. Spiders. Since that I've just taken a hit, I better switch to the crossbow. So how good is your saber? Not that I can really swap weapons in and out now.
Hey there.
Poisoned.
How may I help?
Hey.
Most inconvenient.
Oh wow, that's a large spell. Let's see if this works.
Inconvenient.
Oh, nice. And I accidentally aggroed more. Great. Alright,
Hey.
switch it up.
How may I?
Well, that spell seemed to be pretty effective, so let's use it again.
More than wrong.
Oh yes, that was quite useful.
Let's.
Cut.
There we go. That wasn't too bad. Although it looks like the spells we're using are... Pile of furniture is branded with scorch marks. A letter home. Letter home. Mother, I have asked Brother Edric to carry this letter to you, for he travels to New Haomar come morning. With him goes what coin I have, and I hope it will ease the surprise for an unexpected homecoming, for I mean to follow in a few days' time. Our village is much changed, and though I do not wish for you to worry, I do not feel it is safe to remain. I know Rectress Oberka will not approve, but the letter trails off here. Curious.
Hey there.
I shall be discreet.
What's this?
Easy does it.
That must have been what gnawed on them.
Hey there. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be soon before... It won't be long until we're caught.
Hi?
Sure.
I'll teach you a lesson.
There we go. Lapstones are pocked with burrows and narrow crevices. Claw marks and dung mark the passage of beasts. Vermin have scoured these plates, though mold still grows in green-black clumps across the table.
Sure.
Curious. Another scolder.
How may I?
Oh jeez. Second wind. What are these? Scolder ears.
I'll take a peek.
I get the feeling you better stay on your crossbow now.
Hey there.
Looking at that, yeah, you'll die.
Keeping an eye out.
Yeah, you're gonna end up dead if we
Hey
keep
there.
this going. Although I can just go to the inn and rest, but I don't know if monsters will respawn at all. There's only one spiderling, that shouldn't be a problem at least.
Hey.
Initiate's notes. Camping supplies. Useful.
Keeping an eye out.
Now, what did you find? This parchment is relatively intact, but the ink upon it is faded. You can make out a few patches of careful, tidy script. Visitors to the ritual floor, Rectress Oberka says, redemption for even these. Forgotten struck the largest bell first rather than the second. The rest is illegible.
Sure.
I shall be discreet.
Now, what might be in here? Get up!
Somehow it's done!
Hey there.
Not to alarm you, but I'm slowly dying of evil.
I did quick save before this, right? Oops. Did I quick save before this? Well, let's find out.
Yeah?
Yes, I did.
Hey.
Yeah?
Hey.
See if we can aggro only a few at a time.
Hey there.
Cool.
Hey.
See if I can lure out any more. Alright, 3.
Hey.
Most inconvenient.
That's annoying. Immune?
Hey there.
Let's hit him again.
Thank.
Oh crap, I interrupted it. Oh, hey, it didn't burn the spell use though. And of course, my printer decides to start cleaning itself when I'm doing this. Let's see what this does. Yeah, I better come up with... Let's see.
Hey.
Better
Hi.
set these just in case I need it.
Hey.
There we go.
Yeah?
Alright.
Laying low.
Sure.
Like away into the... The nearby crystals light the cracked moon mosaic floor in shades of orange, and at certain angles the metallic symbol beneath your feet gleams gold. As you look on, the air shimmers as if with summer heat. The very dust and air seem to pull together until a thin glowing mist appears before you. In its ripple and gleam, you sometimes think you can see the shape of a man, features rendered in broad strokes of air and smoke. Who are you? Your voice sparks movement, the spirit surges with a sudden blazing light, and in the next moment you are somewhere else, your mind assailed with a sudden wave of fear and noise. You are in the chapter hall. Priests and faithful have gathered in a great crowd, spilling into the hall. Bodies press against you, surging forward to listen. Your own grief is mirrored in the faces around you. Some of the initiates are weeping. Someone has snuffed the candles, and the room is dark, save for the podium, lit from behind. 2 people stand before it, lit in silhouette. A man is shouting, voice so ragged with fear you cannot understand what he says, but the rectrix stands calm, unmoved. His strength will see you all through these dark times. You feel that hope like a spark behind your ribs. Somewhere behind you, someone begins to sing. The spirit tears itself from you with sudden, dizzying force, and you find yourself back before the ruined altar, swaying. The spirit fades, as suddenly as it appeared.
I shall be discreet.
What's this? Potion of minor regeneration? What'll that do for me? Extra endurance, huh? The only problem is my maximum health is an issue. The face of this statue has had most of its features struck off, along with portions of his hands.
Sure.
Laying low.
And what might be in here? Book. Ooh. This could be useful. Scroll of Jolting Touch. I'll have to see if can he copy that into his mage book somehow? Where would I go for that? Guess that stronghold feature will come later. Monsters of the Deadfire Archipelago. Okay, that might be handy as a guide later, but I won't worry about too much. Beloved Land. Poems from Eric Lanfeth. Looks like more world building. I'll have to check.
Hey there.
I'll leave that for the end then. Hello, precious. Oh, they see me.
Indeed.
Okay, quick save. I am smart.
Aye? I shall.
Not as long of a range as I expected. What's this do? Oh right, it's a single target blast.
Yeah?
Hey, course.
Lava beyond.
Oh.
No, you don't.
Hey there.
That movement. That movement threw me off. But hey, we're doing fine. We're doing fine. Although, one of our guys is slowly running out of endurance, so we need to be careful. Fine sword. To His Grace, I write to implore. The rest of this letter is crossed out in several places, and then abandoned altogether. These prayer scrolls are coated in a thick layer of grime and dust.
I shall be discreet.
That's not nice. I'll see what I can do. The work of a moment.
Nice. Wait. Oh, right, I gave you a small amount of mechanical skill. More books. Alright, I guess I'll read all of these. Oop.
Hey there.
I guess we'll investigate. I guess I'll read through these once we reach a stopping point. I can definitely feel that I've been going for a while. I'd forgotten how much reading was involved in these. My voice is not used to this. So much for recording more audio for the next video now. Well, after this.
Keeping an eye out.
I knew the risk. I'm fine.
Hey.
Yes?
Oh, I see. This is how I... Okay, so this is what I can do for spells. Interesting.
Aye? How may I help? How may I help?
Hey there.
Oh dear, that's a lot of them. I may regret engaging this.
How may I help?
Not to alarm you, but I'm...
Well, you've got second wind, and you... Actually, you've got knockout strike.
Not
Apply it to that
alarm
one.
you.
Ah, crap.
Let's have it out!
How may I?
Let's have it out! Curses!
Alright. See if you can knock this guy down. No? Okay. Second wind. Oh dear. You're not doing as well as I might have hoped. Oh jeez. Well then, that's a lot. Alright, I think if I want to take this on, I'll need to rest. I do have camping supplies, but I don't know how easy it is to find camping supplies, and I don't think I want to camp down here anyway. I think the best thing I could do is probably just be to rest in the inn.
Sure.
And then return down there. So let's do that. I'm pretty
You
sure...
must gather your party before venturing forth.
Ah, those old words. You know, else I've heard that. Luckily, I do have the inn. Alright, let's go take our rest. I don't think I'll spend any on this one. I'll spend any...
Hail, traveler.
That's a lot of copper. Actually, I've got the maximum number of camping supplies I can have.
Hey there.
You must gather.
Alright, now we should be good to go back down there and cause some mayhem.
Sure.
With
You
any
must
luck,
gather your party before venturing.
with any luck, monsters didn't respawn. Although it seems that that's not a problem right now.
Keeping an eye out.
Alright, so now that I have my spells
Yeah?
back...
Hey.
Hey there.
How may I help?
Oh, nice! That guy went down fast. Oh geez, second wind.
Hey there.
Hey.
Alright, Alright, we need to kill this guy quickly.
Hey.
Get you up!
Crap. This guy's tough. Hey, second wind got him back up.
I feel.
I think I should switch your weapon up. Alright, now that those guys are dead,
We gotta take better.
Varanthus! Leave it to me! Varanthus!
alright, you should be able to finish him off now. I would hope. There we go. That was tough.
Not to alarm you, but I'm slowly
Yeah?
dying of poison.
I'll take a peek.
That was tough. A haze fills the air, coalescing steadily into a blur of dust and mist. It gathers into the outlines of what appears to be a dwarf, a shimmering echo that fades in and out of sight. But stronger than sight is the sense within you of a powerful energy. It roils and seethes with a grief that seems to spill into your own thoughts, tainting them until the sorrow is your own. Like a crashing wave, the energy surges toward and into you, and suddenly you are elsewhere. Before you is a brightly lit stone corridor, lined with torches and gleaming crystals. You're running, your footsteps echoing off the stone around you. You forgot to tie your sandals, and they're slipping from your feet, fouling your steps. You're late. Again. The rite's going to begin without you. You hear the tolling of a bell, and your spirits lift as you recognize the familiar warped tone of the right hand, representing the first of the dawn stars to appear in the night sky, and last to fade in the dawn light. You pray fiercely that this is the first of the chimes, and not the last. The lights fade, as does the memory, and when your eyes clear, the spirit is gone.
Laying low.
Hey there.
Spellword amulet in a garden. See what this can do. Okay, so it's something special you'd put on somebody else. Alright, so just a standard cape, huh? Oh, here, have this. Actually, how good is that fine sword versus this? Slightly less damage, but greater accuracy. I'll have to keep it around. Actually, if it's a one-handed weapon, I can probably use it. Average speed? That would almost certainly be a boon for me. Alright, we'll go with it.
Hey there.
Unfortunately, that burned most of the stamina on my frontline dudes, so... Send them out and buried secrets.
I'll see what I can do.
Hey there. I see where you're going with that.
I'll see what I can do.
3 bells hang from the stone protrusion that runs along this wall. Years of dust and grime coat the metal. There is one large bell at the center, flanked by 2 small ones. The bells appear to be fully intact. They're made of a thick iron and look very heavy. There doesn't appear to be much out of the ordinary about them. Maybe something that I found in here can help? Alright, largest bell first. Okay, largest bell first, then second.
Hey there.
Shame I don't have good enough mechanics to get in there.
How may I help?
Alright, before we do anything. Strange hush falls upon the room, muting the sound of the bells and the eternal drip of damp stone alike. And then a sudden, dissonant tone sounds from the bells, so loud and piercing that you are compelled to cover your ears. Surprised that didn't do any damage to us.
Yeah?
And that clearly wasn't it.
Hey there.
Are there any clues that would lead me into a particular direction? I wonder if he might know.
Welcome.
I've reached a strange door by some bells. Do you know how to open it? Ah, that door. I swear you used to be able to feel those bells above ground. Feel it through the dirt. He shakes his head. I know you have to ring them in order and that's all. One of their rituals. You might find more information in the Rectrix room. Maybe even a key. It's over by the scriptorium, with all the books. And Skulder, too. Rectrix room. It's over by the scriptorium with all the books. There's gotta be more hints than what we found, right?
They'll never know I'm here.
There's gotta be more hints than what we found, right? Definitely ring it second. Doesn't appear to be any hidden meaning in that. Or that.
Easy does it.
Interesting.
I'll have it in no time.
Be something. There's got to be more of a hint to this. There's got to be more of a hint than that. What am I missing?
I shall be discreet.
There has got to be something I am missing. Or missed. Did something get thrown into the stash that I didn't realize? Now it doesn't look it. Spell first, rather than second. What am I missing?
Hey there.
Am I missing?
Sure.
What am I missing? I think I might... Actually, the vision. No. The vision's too far back. What?
They'll never know I'm here.
What am I missing? Well, I guess I'll just go in order then. Alright, actually, I'm trying to think. What are all the possibilities? I better start mapping them out. Let's see. So, 4 hits. 3 bells. So, decent number of possibilities, but the second one is always the middle. So, there's... What am I missing? This is probably driving everybody mad. It's tempting to look it up, but I really don't want to do it. I really don't want to do any guide hunting for this one. Oh, man. Oh, well. I'm just going to map out all the possibilities. So, starting with left, middle is always second. And then... Okay. So. Alright, let's go through all the possibilities if it were the left. So, left. Nope. Alright. What is the correct answer? Okay, so then I just need to repeat. Okay, so I know that the middle bell isn't the one that rings first, so now let's repeat that for all of the rights. There it is.
Hey there.
Eventually I had to get it right.
I'll take a peek.
And that takes us further down. I'll need to be
It's strange looking back. All the time I spent here growing up. Never seeing what was coming.
Speaking of never seeing.
Hey there.
I'll teach you a lesson.
Yeah?
I could go for some shut-eye about now.
Hey there.
This is why you were traveling alone.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's see what's in here.
Mm-hmm.
Shadows.
Yeah?
Wow, that did a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting
Alright, we're low on stamina. I may as well go all out.
Ah, thank more than raw.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I shall be discreet.
Are there any other shadows in here? Yes. And as usual, people get stuck in space. At least the unit pathing isn't as bad.
Hey there.
There we go. At least I've got good single target on him, thanks to
Sure.
this game's equivalent of magic missile. Let's see what camping's like, actually.
Hey there.
Is that worth it, though? Seems like at the moment the only goal is... Oh dear.
Yeah?
Ah, thank more than raw.
Come to us.
Yes? thank more than raw.
Nice.
How may I help?
Show him how it's done.
Aye?
Nice.
Starting to miss my neighbors.
Hey there.
I'll have it in no time. The work of a moment.
Alright. A fine greatsword. Neat. What's in here?
Yeah?
I think it's time to rest. Really should have been in stealth
Keeping
mode so
an
we
eye
could
out.
see that. Close that. Let's see what camping is like. Nice. Oh, gotta deal with this guy first. Can you disarm it?
How may I help?
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I see another guy over there.
Yes?
Drop this on his head.
Hey there.
Why is that guy being so hard to hit?
Yes?
Is some special shadow? Possible. Shade of some kind.
How may I help?
Yeah, good thing I quick saved. How best to approach this?
Hey there.
How may I help?
Yeah? Sure. Sure.
Let's see if they follow us out here. Oh, jeez, that was a heavy hit. Alright, so these are shades instead of mere shadows.
Hey.
Well,
How may I
these have
help?
a good chance of hitting. I guess I'll just spam these then.
That's not... Hi?
Well, that's bad. Oh dear, I am getting absolutely murdered. Huh. Okay, let's explore a couple other places first. See if I can build myself up a different way
Sure.
than by triggering a fight I can't seemingly win right now.
I'll see what I can find.
Laying low.
Probably shadows everywhere we look. Speaking of which,
Hey.
is it possible to knock down a shadow?
Hey there.
Oh geez, that's a lot of damage. They aren't gonna stay put, so let's... Where's that cone of...
Damn it! Thank more than raw!
Huh. So these are the same shades that we had dealt with earlier. Well, similar shades, so it looks like they've got a heavy amount of magical damage, which is what's causing me problems.
Sure.
Knowing that, what would be the best way to
Yeah?
deal with them?
How may I... help?
Not
Hey there.
seek.
I think I better just pepper this guy with as much insanity as possible. Jeez, I'm already down?
How may I...
What the hell?
Love. Be on seat. We gotta
Not
take better
getting
care of
through me.
Ella.
How the hell do you have such a low hit rate? What's the best way to go about dealing with this? Because these shades are going to be a constant thorn in my side if I can't figure them out. Dart trap. Was he able to recover that? Just deflection. Jerry. Only the shadow. High deflection. So, will and fortitude. Problem is...
Hey.
What if I were to do this? Have you use this? It would give you a little bit more accuracy. Even if you have fewer hits involved.
Hey there.
Maybe that would work.
Yes? Hey.
I'll have you go in first since that you're the most resilient.
I'll teach you.
Jeez! How the hell are these shades so powerful?
Leave it to me.
Second win.
Not good.
Interesting.
Hey.
What would work? Wonder what this will
Ulu, then!
do. Nothing, because I'm dead.
Paranthus!
Okay, so, what am I doing? Besides struggling.
Aye?
But what does that spell do? Your lesser...
Yeah?
Hey. Of course.
Leave it!
to me!
Summons a creature. Interesting.
Yes.
Alright, that's one down. That's a good start.
That war
Ah, shoot. Did I just waste a spell?
then wrong!
Well, I guess I'll just keep throwing up. Guess I'll just keep throwing spells until they die.
Got this.
Ah, crap. And the summonable went away and I'm on the ground. Great. Both shades. It's hard to tell, but that one seems more damaged.
Navaru, be on seat!
Alright, another one down. Try knocking it on the ground.
Yes.
Navaru, be on seat!
Oh wow, that did a lot. Okay, they're down.
Hey there.
That sucked.
Laying low.
Aye?
I'll be fine.
Yeah?
Really.
I had a feeling that was trapped. I should have waited a little longer. +9 will, huh? Me as well.
Hey there.
Oh, come on. I hope I
Hey there.
really hope I quick saves before this.
How may I?
Okay. Managed to take it on. There we go.
Hey there.
Well, let's see if we can deal with any more. So we know there's a lot of scaries in there. So... Level 5. That explains it.
They'll never know I'm here.
Shadow. And 2 phantoms. We can take these guys.
What's the hurry? Let's relax a while.
Crap, these guys hurt.
Get top line!
Well, apparently it was foolish of me to think I could just waltz in.
Hey.
And we hit him with a couple AoE spells, I think.
Yeah?
Ah, that war!
Hey there.
shadows don't do as much damage, so we'll have them attack the phantoms.
Curses!
Hey there.
Got it. Amazing how well you can do when you actually think.
Nice and quiet.
It is not within our natures to forgive. Those who seek redemption seek a long and winding path. A road which takes us down into the very hollows of our soul, and asks us to reflect upon the fractured aspects of ourselves. Interesting.
I'll have it in no time.
Let's close this to signify that we haven't gone in there yet. Lighted stairwell.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Sure.
That's a lot. It's just shadows though, so we should be able to.
Ah, thank more than wrong!
Oh geez.
What's the hurry?
Crap.
Let's relax.
I'm smart.
It's a while.
Hey.
How may I help?
Well, they are just shadows, so we should be able to manage.
How may I help? How may I help?
These are... Curses!
Ah, jeez, you're taking a lot of hits. You have any other weapons you can use? Nah.
Let's have it out!
Hey.
Might need some help.
We're not getting...
So much for that easy time, right? Oh man. I wonder if it would be worth going back up and resting to get my spells back.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them.
Hey.
Hey there.
Okay, note to self, disengaging bad idea.
Leave it to me!
Hey.
How?
Show them how it's
Ah, crap.
done!
Hey.
Show them!
There we
Show
go.
them how it's done!
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Keeping an eye out.
Yes?
Seem-
Aye?
Crumpled note. Let's see what these are. Okay, so these seem to be the same thing, basically, so I can throw one into the stash safely enough. And then the crumpled note. This letter is fairly intact, though the parchment itself has been crumpled. Jester, I know that the Temple of Bats boasts great healing properties and that your back ails you still. Still, I would ask that if you are to indulge for the greater part of the day, you give over your key to the sanctum to someone else for safekeeping. This is not the first time we have been forced to wait to perform the day's rites, and Rectrix Oberka is often too far below to hear our knocking.
Mm-hmm. Laying low.
Interesting. So the bats. That means something in there, right? Yeah, I think I am going to use my last bit of camping supplies. Close that. See if we can do it safely. Yeah, damage reduction, definitely. Oh, that's a pleasant image. Alrighty.
Sure.
Back out into the universe. See what kind of shenanigans we can get up to now. Summon something?
Hey there.
Alright, they've got two shades that we need to worry about.
Hey there.
Come on. Not fast enough. And the summonable is down already.
We gotta take better care of Aloth.
Alright. It looks like I'm gonna have to use a similar method to what I did before. Trying to lure them away. Use the big burly guy as cover, right?
How may I help?
Also, you should probably equip that.
Yes?
Wait, you're not the big burly guy. You run in first.
Hot? Hey?
Alright, now we just need to deal with this shadow. Jeez, that didn't last long. Alright, that's 2 down. I think.
Fine.
Better focus on hitting those shades as much as we can.
Lava beyond seek.
And that's probably the end for one of us. Oh, no. That's a surprise.
Hey. Hey there.
Seek!
That was a lot of damage. Throw this out.
Hey.
Yeah, you two are highly unlikely to do anything without magic, so. God, how do I knock down that blasted thing? Whoops. Let's see if I can get something special out of that. Hey, that seemed to do something. Alright, I'm starting to figure this out.
Sure.
Laying low.
You hear a grinding noise beneath your feet and the rush of water. I wonder if that means I can go over here and find that the water's receded a little. Yes. Okay, I really don't want to deal with that right now. Hopefully I didn't just get myself trapped with no camping equipment.
Aye?
Yeah?
Hey.
Yeah?
Wonder if they went back to where they were.
Yes? That's not very helpful.
Immune? Holy crap, how am I already down?
Hey. Hey.
Leave it to me!
Hey.
Leave it to me! Leave it to me! Let's have it out!
Well, at least we can hit these guys.
Leave it to me!
Yes?
I remember my shit does this anyway. Probably immune, but let's try it out anyway. Yeah. Alright. And there's the key we need.
Hey there.
I shall be discreet.
Why do I get the feeling
Keeping an eye out.
Shadows. More bloody shadows. At least it's only one. We can deal with one.
Show up!
Sure.
Nice and quiet.
Is that another level? No, it's not. Not yet, anyway. More black oozes and a phantom.
Yes?
Hey there.
I'll teach you a lesson!
Oh dear.
Aye?
Oh, come on!
Hey.
I feel like I'm going down a lot. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need more camping supplies. Yeah, this is the downside of doing this as a stream. There's no way that I can easily trim parts outside of in post, although, actually, I might be able to do that.
Sure.
But either way, yeah, it is clear that I need more camping supplies. that it would be ill-advised for me to go
You
in
must gather your party before venturing forth.
without being well rested. So, go ahead and head back upstairs and continue our shenanigans. With any luck, I'll be able to get through this temple. And then we can end with that. With any luck. We shall see. We shall see. Although, we might be able to sell some of our stuff somewhere. Although, is it worth selling our stuff now, though? Because we probably can't get much of a discount on it. Although, I guess we could look at our armor and... Okay, let's throw a bunch of our stuff into here, just to do an honest assessment of it. Well, I can sort through inventory later. Heck, it might be better to see to that at the end. There's a lot of things I apparently need to see to at the end. Did not expect to go for this long.
How do you do?
Can't hire a level 1 adventurer. Wonder what this will entail. Oh hey, I get to choose. Sure, why not? Okay, so it allows me to effectively create more characters.
Hey.
Interesting.
Welcome.
Alright, so I can also check my stash and trade in stuff, presumably. Alright, there we go.
Yeah?
That seems like a fair trade. Oh, I need
Hail
a
and well met.
There we go.
Sure.
Alright, let's head back
You must
downstairs.
gather your party before venturing forth.
Yeah, shut up. Head back downstairs and continue our shenanigans. So it looks like with how they've set up the camping system, they've reduced how much time is needed to rest. Especially for someone who can think ahead, which I haven't been, sadly, but still. Nice to see. Even if things are a little bit more restricted now. Still, nice to have. Nice to see. Alright, looks like this is the last leg of this. So here's hoping that it'll be relatively straightforward. You don't have the damage reduction bonus from camping this time. But I don't think it'll be necessary. Or at least I hope it won't. Alright.
I'll see what I can find.
Alright. Let's see what we're up against. So we've got Black Ooze. Actually, we've got a lot that we need to deal with.
Hey. Hi.
So,
Lava will be on seek.
let's see if we can draw some of them away. Wow, that's a heavy hit.
Hey there.
Alright. Managed to aggro one of them away.
Hey there.
Let's see if we can aggro just... Ah, crap, it triggered a bunch of them. Jeez. They really like gunning for me, don't they? Let's see. And of course, real time with pause. Should've seen that coming. Well, luckily it's only a couple of oozes left, so theoretically we'll be fine. I just need to pepper them with more magic missiles.
I shall deal with this one. Yes?
Alright, get in there.
How may I help?
Magic missile.
That's it!
There we go. Alright, even if I went down, I still managed to get through. Still dark waters are reflected as black glass. Oh, that's a wonderful sound. I am certain there is absolutely nothing to worry about on the other side of that. Let's go check over here first then. Oh! These... That's a lot! That's quite a lot, in fact.
How embarrassing.
Did the spell fail? What just happened?
That's not very helpful.
Well, that was a lot. Okay, How do I want to deal with this, then? There's not a good place that I could bottleneck them is the problem.
Hey.
Yeah?
And they definitely move faster than us. Although, if they see this guy first, I might have a chance. So I need something thrown out as a distraction play. Don't have many of our spells at the moment. We at least daze a few of them. Maybe.
Let's have it out!
Well, they're being awfully patient. Well, patience is over.
Hey.
Good lord, I have no constitution.
Get off
Why did I give myself 0 constitution?
This thing isn't doing the job.
Parathis!
Okay, so distraction didn't work. Yeah, distraction didn't work then. Okay. So, what will then?
Hey.
Hey there.
Hi? Hey. Hey.
Actually, what if you re-equip these?
Hey.
Alright. We need you casting all the spells.
That's not very helpful.
Let's see.
That's not very helpful.
Wonder why you're saying that. Is your spell being ineffective?
How may I help?
I'll teach you a lesson! I'll teach you... I'll teach you a...
Well, crap, that didn't work out so well. Oh, there's two Scolder Kings, that's why we're having problems. Okay, given that... Two Scolder Kings, that's gonna be tough to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Hold position.
Hey there.
That looks like it. Hurt?
Well, this spell seems to be pretty effective whenever I use it, so let's do it. Ah, he got interrupted. Damn it.
Oh.
Ah, for crying out loud. That is frustrating. God, I'm regretting investing all my time into might and intellect.
Sure.
Hey. Hey.
And of course, this is the moment that the cat decides to come in. I may need to step away briefly at this rate.
Hey.
There we go, that's more like it. Again!
That's not very helpful. That's not
There we go, that's how it's... Now we're cooking with gas.
very helpful.
Oh geez, you need second wind.
Hey.
Alright. Getting there.
Get your blood!
Well, he had second wind, so he's fine. But okay, there goes me. Damn it.
How may I help?
Get your blood!
Well, that almost worked. Maybe if I had kept going with those spell effects, I could have made it. Do I have any tougher armor? Versus whatever their attacks are. Let's go to the Bestiary. Skulder. Slashing damage.
Hey there.
Hey.
Hey there. There.
Alright.
Ah, that more than wrong!
Yeah, I know, cat. I know. Shut up.
Hey there.
Hey.
Oh, I do not want you up there. Okay. I better go see to the cat real quick. Or maybe I just keep bringing him down here and eventually he'll learn. We'll see. Probably not. He's a cat. Shouldn't expect that. Come on, let me cast.
More than wrong!
Nice. Alright, we've got the two Skulder Kings left, but if they keep letting me cast this spell, we'll be okay. Nope, they're not gonna let me cast that spell anymore.
Alright then.
Thinking at this rate, the best course of action would probably be to camp somewhere. Alright, knock that one down if you can.
Francis!
Now knock the other one down.
Get your blood!
And that didn't work. Okay, give me a second to deal with the cat then, and I'll be right back. Alright, so given the trouble we've been having, I think the best course of action would be to rest. So, let's go ahead and do that. You wake to the sensation of being shaken, and you open your eyes to see Eder standing over you, his hand jostling your shoulder. He looks concerned. Your eyes are heavy and your vision blurred, the vague unease of unremembered nightmares clouding your thoughts. You're not sure you slept at all the previous night.
Hey! Hey! You awake? Good. You were kind of thrashing around, eyes rolled back in your head. You were shaking. Trying to snap you out of it for a long time now. I was gonna have to get a bucket of cold water. You don't seem like you get much rest at night. You got those dark circles under your eyes.
Not lately. At night there are dreams and whispers.
Well, it's the Watcher thing then. I'm sure it just takes some time to adjust is all. I'll try to let it sort itself out. But you'd better wake up faster next time. Trust me, you don't want that bucket of cold water.
Touche.
Hey there.
Yes?
Alright, now that I've got my spells, let's see if I have any greater luck.
All right then. Hey.
How may I help?
Hey there.
Ah, jeez. I seriously need better armor. See if you can daze these guys. Ah, great, that's a kid going after me. And I'm down. Great.
How may I help?
How do I keep them off of me? There's gotta be a good way to do that.
How may I help?
Also, are you going to cast anything useful?
Lava.
Crap! What am I missing here? What, do I need to go recruit somebody else to help me out? Ugh, man, this has been tedious.
Hey there.
Hi? Hey.
Alright,
All right then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey there. There.
Hey.
Well, if we keep using AoE blasts, eventually something will stick.
Yeah.
Hey there.
Alright, that just leaves the big guys.
Hey there.
Lava.
Oh jeez, it was about to go down. Guess we'll see.
Hey there.
See if you can knock one of them down.
Lava beyond seek.
Oh jeez, now he's getting attacked. At this point we need single targets, so just get in there. And wreck him as much as you can.
Damn it. We gotta take better care of Aloth.
Alright, should be able to deal with him now. Ah, that was annoying.
Hey there.
That was really annoying.
Shh.
Yes?
The Pilgrim's Last Vigil.
Hey there.
Something that would be fitting for you? More stairs? I would have expected that to be the end, but apparently not. Oh wait, this is a different chamber. As you step over the circle of candles, you hear a rattling clunk from the wall nearby. A door slides open with the grinding rasp of stone. The candles flicker gently as you approach. There is a gap above the altar, lined with broken glass, where a mirror may have once been set into the wall.
The candles are still burning. Not bad for a dead god.
What's this all for?
Redemption. They got this whole right for when you come of age. They take you by the hand and you descend through the temple with your eyes covered, and that's supposed to be like a wicked life. They don't tell you where you're going. I was sweating like crazy when I did mine. They take you to that reflecting pool back there, and you're allowed to look at it so you can face your sins. Then, you come out into this room and they uncover your eyes again and everyone's there to greet you, all your friends and family. It's like you've been redeemed. You light your candle, and it burns with the others. Never had a feeling better than that my whole life.
Ader's eyes linger on the candles, and he seems for a moment to be a younger man.
The candles are still burning. Not bad for a dead god.
I'll take a peek.
Still, I'm surprised that we haven't seen any of the bones that were described. Unless there's something hidden that we haven't seen yet.
Shh.
But it doesn't look like there's any other chamber. Although, since we made it this far... Well, let's go talk to the guy, see if... We'll talk to the guy up front. Maybe he knows something. Alright, go to fast mode.
Hello.
Greetings.
Place is overrun. So discovered. Temple has been sealed up for years. It's far worse than spiders, though.
Welcome.
Okay. Well, let's head back down, see if we find anything. Here's hoping we do. Guess the most we can hope for then is to just creep along and hope for the best.
Shh.
Unless we're supposed to snuff out a candle. Well, we can always quick save and find out. Although it looks like that's no longer an option. Probably for the best given the circumstances.
Shh.
Oh right, there's still this chamber down here. That's comforting.
Remind me never to help kill my god again.
The light spirit rises from the bones as you approach. You have a moment to register the faintest image of a standing figure. Features a blur of mist or smoke before the world tilts. It is as if you have stepped sideways and into a new life. You're racing down a flight of stairs, following a weaving circle of torchlight. Your own panting breaths are loud in your ears. Panic and your robes alike foul your steps, and you nearly stumble before a hand reaches out to grip your arm and steady you. A fellow acolyte, who smiles encouragement as you reach the bottom. You run around and past the shallow reflection pool that marks the lowest points of the temple, following the dark shapes of the older priests as they lead the way towards the narrow hall that leads to the vault. You pass one of the torchbearers as you go. The harsh illumination of the flames reveals a familiar face. For a moment, your awareness spans time and identity, and you think Wertan has joined you, here at the bottom of the temple. In the memory, he glances at you for a moment, and then looks past, at someone else. "I'll come back once they're gone," he's saying. You're being pressed along by the crowd, and his words are growing faint. "Just keep quiet, we can't take any chances." Inside the vault, growing relics gleam like welcoming stars. The memory twists, jarring you loose for one moment and plunging you into another like a flung doll. There is only darkness around you now. You think yourself blinded, until the knowledge settles onto you like a cloak. The candles have all burnt away. You know now too, with a sick certainty, that nobody is coming. There is a cracking noise, somewhere to your left. A wet, slurping gurgle and a ragged sob. You cannot see, and so you cannot know which brother or sister has fallen, and which digs after what water a body may provide. You hear in the faint murmuring to your right, the familiar cadence of prayer, but you no longer recognize the words. You are too tired to do harm. The thirst is like fire within you. Your tongue is thick in your throat, and every breath is a struggle that leeches strength from you. There is a light, they said, at the end of every bout of darkness, but this one does not end. The spirit releases you, and you come back to yourself, in pieces. Your vision clears, and the vault around you is revealed once more, cast in muted hues by the sickly illumination of the soul still drifting like fading fog. Fear wafts off the spirit in waves, preying at your own emotions. I'm sorry. I hope you find some peace in the next life. The spirit seems to withdraw into itself. You sense less of its fear and confusion as it recedes, but the soul lingers still. No matter how many times I see you staring off at nothing, it doesn't get less weird. You spend a few moments gathering up what you can find of the bones of the priests. It proves a heavy and gruesome burden, but you manage to recover them all.
The work of a moment.
Ooh, a decent flail. Bar. Interesting. Some of the gold leaves on these relics is chipped away to reveal the wood beneath. There are tooth marks upon one of the bowls. The stand rocks unsteadily on its base. It seems that the mechanism is broken. There are faint scratches upon the brickwork by the door hinges. Alright, that'll be all. Let's get up. Let's get upstairs. Bring back what we found.
Hail, traveler.
Think I've sorted out the worst of it. I'm sorting a little less. You were down there a while. Did you find anything? You lied to me. What? Worden grins uncertainly. I was clear about everything. The risk involved. Is that what you mean? I did say there'd be spiders, and I'll pay you, of course. I will crack your head in two if you lie to me again. Worden scrabbles fruitlessly at your arms, his eyes wide with shock. Wait, I don't know what you... Maybe I knew where'd you find the bodies. Is that it? I'm sorry. Let's see. Are you going to be a coward forever? Worden flinches, expression twisting with grief and shame. Call me what you like, but it's not like you're thinking. I didn't force them into that room. I didn't set out to... You don't understand. I tried to help them. I did. Every day, every single day, I went to that temple and I warned them. I told them they were playing with fire and Raedric wouldn't be patient forever. And every time they'd shrug it off. Like I didn't know what I was talking about. Like it wasn't costing me coming in to try and help them. I could have been arrested right alongside them. You worked for Redrick. Yes, but not anymore. It's been a long time since I held a blade. I knew it was coming. It was their own damn stupidity that kept them in there. Couldn't understand. Every warning I gave they ignored. The Rectrix, she said they'd been reborn. Or in anyhow, so it didn't matter. So they got what they wanted. Her martyrdom. Redrick ordered us to round them up, lock them in the cells. I convinced them to hide at least. They have that vault full of old relics, gold and such. I thought they could hide in there, and once the guards left, they'd have something to sell for patches out of the Deerwood, back to Adir. But when I told the men that the priest had already gone, they ordered the temple sealed. I couldn't get in again. There's nothing I could do. Adir's eyes are wide, disbelieving. Nothing you could do but tell someone. Get the town together, organize a rescue. I'd have dug them out with my own hands if I'd known. They were some of the last decent folk left in this soul. Now all we've got left is people like you. Why did you send me down there? Because if Lord Redrick meant to have the temple cleared, they would have found the bones eventually. They'd know I'd lied to them when I said the priest left, and I'd hang. I don't know if Redrick would have killed them. Maybe they'd be languishing in cells now. Maybe they'd be off somewhere in the Empire and I'd have a night's peace. I told you the way of it. Yeah, Worden says, his voice rough. I told you what happened. Guess it's your turn now to make a decision. It's not too late to make amends. Wharton lets out the breath he was holding. I'm not sure that's true. It's been years now. What am I supposed to do? Bury their bones. Try to leave a better life than you have so far. Wharton looks at the remains. He runs a hand through his hair, letting out another ragged breath. I can do that. Can. I'll lay them to rest. Try and do right by them, somehow. Thank you, truly, for what you have done. Giving me a second chance. I'll put it to good use. And it is done. Whew.
Yeah?
That wasn't how I expected this to be resolved. But here we are. So, it has been a lot longer than I expected to go on this, but that is part of the reason why I decided to play a bunch of this, because honestly, if I weren't live streaming this, I'd probably be spending every waking moment with it. Because it's got that same addictive feel, that Baldur's Gate 2 did, and when I was replaying that in college, I basically had to just force myself to stop playing it in order to, well, get anywhere, really. So,
Hail, traveler.
It's been really interesting. It's been really interesting. So I'm hoping it, and I hope it continues to be interesting. But we shall see. We shall see. For now, though, so I guess we can go ahead and do some inventory management, make sure that everything's good there. See what is and isn't worth keeping. Well, I don't know. I think it might make more sense to do inventory management off stream, though. Use it as a chance to go through what I've got and figure out what is worth going. Well, figure out what I've got and what's worth keeping, right? Although, just for fun, could at least go through quick items and whatnot. Give everybody one of these. I can figure out the rest later. Alrighty then. That's been a long while for me. There's no way I'm recording any audio now, but I do have some audio editing that I can work on for today, so I'm gonna go take care of that. So, thank you all for watching. I hope this has been entertaining. Thank you for everyone who showed up, and I will see you all next time.